Well, I remember we were on Marine Drive in my truck with my two sons, Daniel and Dennis G. One is 11, the other one is 5 years old. We were passing GRMC, the stoplight where GRMC turning into NCS. And I remember there was a car that was stuck by the side of the road. And so, first instinct was to pull over behind the car and find out what was wrong. And as I got down, I walked up, and it was a mom and her kids in the car. And she was stuck. She was waiting for somebody to come. I guess she had called somebody, but in the meantime, it was causing traffic. And so, what I did was help her push the car off the side of the road. But what was funny is when I came back to my car, my two boys, it was my 11-year-old boy that asked me, what was I doing? Why did I do that when I was causing much more traffic and cars were honking at the back? And I told him, I said, this is, we had to help them. We had to help the mom and the kids in the car. Because I told him, I said, because one day when he gets older and he starts to drive, that if he ever gets stuck on the road, I want to make sure that somebody pulls over and helps him out. I told him, he asked me, what did I mean about that? And I said, it's about, you doing something good for somebody, to someone. And in return, it's going to come back to you, And for me, I told him, I said, it's not about coming back to me, but coming back to him. As a father, I want to make sure that we do things here now that it's really gonna benefit them. It's gonna benefit their future.
As your leader, as your senator, I worked hard to make sure that the work that I do is for the benefit of all the people of Guam. And I know it's hard. Sometimes you make a decision, you're not going to please everybody. But when you pray and you discern and you have that in your heart, that what is best for our island, best for our people, that's what I trust. That's the decision I'm going to make, and it's never failed me. God has never failed me. And so in this journey with me now, in praying and discerning whether I'm going to run for governor or not, my family and I, we dug deep down in our hearts and said, why is it that we want to run? Why is it that I want to run for governor? And I said, I love our island. I love my home. I love our people. And when I look down deep in my heart and what the core of my whole life is, which is to ensure our future, our kids, the Guam that we leave behind is a Guam that is a special Guam, a Guam that puts people first, a Guam that ensures that for the business community it's a level playing field, a Guam that ensures that our people are not burdened with tax increases when the government can do so much more to make it an efficient government. That's the Guam that I want.
Here is this young Filipino boy who, yes, grew up on the island. Okay? But I did not expect him to have absorbed our culture so deeply into his heart. That's the first thing that gained my respect for him, which is why I chose to support him when he first ran, and why I followed his career since day one, to see if he would keep that. And he has. And that's why I'm supporting him now. He's kept that heart for the culture. He's kept that heart for the people. And he uses that heart in his decision-making process, trying to determine what is right and the best way forward for our island. And that's a big step that I don't see in a lot of the other elected officials, Chamorro or not. So that's what gained my respect with Dennis. Now, if you really look at the decisions that he's made, you're not going to see an established interest. You're not going to see him constantly voting one way. You're not going to see him constantly going after this group or constantly going after that group. You're going to be seeing decisions that he made based on the circumstances of the time, You're going to be seeing the decisions that he made based on what he believed to be the right course of action, and the majority of the time, those were well thought out, well-made decisions.
We go back to what our purpose is in life is, right? And so that's really what drives me, is that you know, when you know that you're capable, that when you know that you're able to help somebody or to make life a little bit better for somebody, you have to be able to do. That's a natural instinct, right? Is that you can't just you know that you're able to do something, but you know, feel that you have some limitations, right? And so that's that driving force for me, is that I know I can do it. I know that I'm able to, in this case, to be governor of Guam. I know that the work that I'm going to do will make a positive impact in our people, in our island. And so that's just, you know, in me, is that if I know I can do it, and I know that that opportunity is there, then I have to pursue it. And so I can't see myself sitting back and saying, well, someone else can do it. I'm Dennis Rodriguez, and I approve this message.